Here we are in one of the courtyards in the main building at Hong Kong U. And as you can see, this has been correctly labelled Archontophoenix alexandrae, Garban long. And look at the height of it. If we just pan up and have a look at how tall these are. There's a group of 3 or 4 Archontophoenix here, which really fit, I think, quite well with with this setting, this kind of colonial Edwardian architecture setting. It goes rather well with that. And obviously, being a single stem palm tree, it doesn't spread, right? So it's a very good plant for areas where you've got limited horizontal space. We can see here these ridges, which are very distinctive on this species. And what these ridges are actually the scars from the leaves. So if you could look right up at the top again, you can see that there's a leaf shaft, right? There's a huge, great big leaf, and then this is held onto the stem of the plant with a kind of what we call a leaf shaft. When the new leaves come out from the top, the older leaves fall off, and when they fall off, they leave these scars. So each of these scars is a former leaf, right, where it was fixed onto the tree. Let's go and have a look at this one over here. Now, for some reason, this one has not been kept clean, and so it's almost like a little habitat by itself. So we've got the full height of the palm tree. If we go up there, we can see right at the top the white flowers. So the Archontophoenix is in flower now, and it's covered in this plant, right? This plant, which has yellow and green variegated leaves, a self-clinging climber. This is Epipremnum aureum, which has climbed almost up to the top of the tree. And also on the trunk, if we look up on the trunk, there's the tongue fern that we saw last week on the cinnamomum tree, the tongue fern, the Pyrosia lingua. And then what's going down at the bottom? What's happening here? We've got baby Ficus microcarpa, Chinese fig. So birds have obviously sat in this tree, and in their droppings, the seeds of the fig trees have come down and wedged into the roots of this tree. So if we left this alone, like everywhere, it would just eventually, after 30 years, be engulfed in Chinese banyans, in Ficus microcarpa. And finally, just one last thing. The other interesting thing is that we can see the root structure. So these are the stems of the Epipremnum, but these are actually the roots of the Archontophoenix. So the Archontophoenix have very different branch structure. The palms have different branch structure, and they just have masses and masses of these sort of finger-thick roots that come out. So palms are actually generally easier to transplant because the roots are more compact and grow back better after being disturbed in transplantation. Archontophoenix alexandrae.